It's in the wind. All these little conversations, all these little clubhouses, all that shit's in the wind. If you notice that so far, it's about what sustains itself. Just compare, my message to everyone else's. If you find it necessary, you really can't compare me to anybody. I could pretty much come from any different direction and make it make sense, because it does make sense. That's the part that they don't really understand. That's beyond the pseudo alpha bravado that gets revealed at the light, as well as this other fraternity order of things, right? It just comes down to is either you are or you're not. That's what changes the narrative. People have had the wrong idea about me because of where I started and how I started, which is perfectly fine. I got enough in the tank to outlast anybody. And what's been shown so far, like I said before, strength is not in numbers. You still haven't gotten that riddle yet. Strength is not in numbers. As you've seen, I've given the example. This is like what, 3 years in? I've managed to make better content, have a better message than my opponents. And they've been trying to like weaken the gravity of that, but it just can't happen. I'm comfortable with the truth. And the reason why I'm comfortable with the truth, because you have to be patient with it. It's going to come a time to where as though, it gets to tell your side of the story. And it has. That's the beautiful side of things, And also shows why, none of these philosophies work. Any pill philosophy, any red pill rhetoric, little, Flintstone tablets, I remember those things, man. We used to spit them out of our mouth when we were kids, You can't calm someone down that uses more than 8% of their brain. As far as, with, the narrative within itself, you can't hide behind anything. You can't hide behind, a filter. You can't hide behind a facade. I have well over I don't even know. I probably have well over 1,000 videos. Some of them basically shown. I would have told on myself by now if I was up to something. You can't carry it this long. Not saying it's perfect. I'm saying I'm balanced. That's the difference between, me and them. I'm balanced. I'm trying to come off perfect. The message could be perfect, but I'm balanced. Just like you hear these guys that, have these messages where as though they have these complaints. They're really complaining about the women that they're, encountering. Not necessarily women in general. They're just complaining about the women that they're encountering, but they don't realize it's their energy that brings that in. Then they have these little complaints, little issues or whatever like that, because, you were moving around like a mouse, trying to, weasel your way into getting what you want without, just saying what you want or saying what the situation is, dictating, the matter versus you're allowing the matter to dictate you. And then you come on here and complain, and get in this little rage, this little fit, this little outburst. When you point the finger, you always gotta look at the three fingers pointing back at you. It's not the bitch, it's you. It's always been you. It's never the bitch. She's just a reflection of what you're trying to give off, or what you really are. You gotta pay attention to those conversations. That's the thing. You don't pay attention to those conversations. You only pay attention to your hurt. You don't pay attention to what is actually being said and what is meant by what was said. You know. See, you try to avoid that. I actually look for that. That's the difference between me and you. You try to avoid that because your insecurities can't handle that shit. I'm looking for that shit in the daytime with a flashlight. Like, what do you really got to say? You ain't got nothing to say. Okay.